We have such one of such persons here who is indeed going to be our guest on the show today. But first, hi Wiebe, how are you doing? Good to have you.
Yeah, good to have you, Collins. I mean, this is a time of uncertainty, so I guess
Yeah.
Femi threw us under the bus a bit, but we'll manage.
No, you're fine. He knows you'll be fine. He knows you will be
Yeah.
fine. He's
Well,
very sure about that. We have a
and I think
guest. Mm.
Femi doesn't realize that you're actually better anyway. So I mean, don't tell him I said that.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that because it's just like what's the dream of every father is to make sure that
So,
your those after you will be better, right?
well, April, I'm getting Collins in trouble because Femi's the Oga. So
So you,
So you
okay.
can see that Collins is pivoting right now, so it's stepping up to the challenge,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
All right.
so,
So let's
well
jump
done,
in.
Collins.
well
Let's
done,
jump in.
April.
April, thank you for being flexible this morning. And so the guest today, her name is April Amorighoye. Did I get that okay?
You got it right. Yeah.
Got it right. Okay, good. So she's the curator of the World Economic Forum Global Shapers community in Lagos. So this is a community of young people who are under the age of 30,
Yeah.
who are dedicated to making a difference. So April, thank you for coming on. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your day job? And how did you become the curator of this group of amazing young people?
Thank you, Dr. Weaver, for having me on the show. So I consider myself a very curious person. Right? I'm always looking for ways to build bridges and serve my community. I've always been interested in citizenship and sustainability, especially in Nigeria.
Can you speak a little louder? It's hard to hear. Can you speak a little louder?
Can you hear me now? Is this better?
It's better.
Better. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so as I was saying, I said I consider myself a very curious person, and I'm always looking for ways to build bridges and serve my country. So that journey of learning just led me to discover the Global Shapers community in 2018. And I applied, and I was interviewed, and I joined the hub later that year. One of the greatest strengths of the community is that it relies on inclusive collaboration and shared decision making. So the opportunity came up for me to run for curator, and that's what I did. So I ran for curator, and I got elected February 2020. So as the curator, I'm just responsible for leading a great group of like-minded and passionate Nigerians to shape our society. There are about 38 core members, and we have a huge network of alumni that help us serve the country, serve Nigeria, Lagos especially.
Fantastic. Listener, if you're just joining us, the topic actually is we're looking at impacting vulnerable communities in times of crisis. And this is COVID 19 Heroes. And April is our guest. She's, of course, you heard the creator, World Economic Forum, Global Shapers Community Lagos. Now, World Economic Forum, Global Shapers Community Lagos. That's quite hub. That's quite a long title, if you ask me. What do you really do? And, how long have you been existing in Lagos?
Yes, it's quite a mouthful. So I would say that we break it down into two parts for introduction, right?
Oh, wait.
So the Global Shapers community is a network of inspiring young people under the age of 30. We work together to address local, regional, and global challenges. So we have more than 10,000 members in our network, and the Global Shapers community spans more than 400 hubs across 117 countries over the world. So this community is an initiative of the World Economic Forum. We are the youth-based arm of the World Economic Forum. And the World Economic Forum mission is to continue improving the state of the world, right? So we believe in a world where young people are central to solution building, policy making, and lasting change. According to UNESCO statistics, about 50% of the world population currently is under 27 years old. So we have a huge percentage of the world population being youth. And the Global Shapers community is very unique in that it relies on empowered young people to shape and lead their hub. As young people, we are becoming increasingly aware that solutions to our challenges that we face globally, the challenges that we face locally, we need to engage youth at all levels to solve these challenges. So this generation has the passion, dynamism, and entrepreneurial spirit needed to shape the future. So that's what we literally come together to do. So in each city, we have a hub. We have teams of shapers that self-organize to create projects that address the needs of each community. So projects range from responding to disasters, combating poverty, fighting climate change, providing education, building inclusive communities. Shapers are very diverse. We're a diverse group of people. We have different expertise, education. We have we come from different income classes and different races. But we are united by our common goal. And that goal is the desire to bring about change to the world that we live in. The Lagos hub, in Nigeria, we have about 7 hubs. So there are 7 other hubs in the east, west, and the north. But we were one of the first hubs formed back in 2011. Our founding curator is Osai Alili, CEO of Art Foundation. And we have an impressive list of alumni ranging from lots of people in society. So as the Lagos hub, our mandate is to facilitate dialogue and scalable solutions under the pillars of education and employment, equity and inclusion, and climate and environment in Lagos. So we carry various projects under these key impact areas. We try to go to schools, educate youth under the education and employment banner. Equity and inclusion, we try to do projects in civic duties, civic engagement, and then climate and environment, like you can see, raining now. It's supposed to be raining in September, not sure, but yeah, we try to educate people and bring awareness to the community under these 3 impact areas.
Right. Wow, that's quite a lot. Quite a lot. Sounds like what the whole government would do. Just saying. But
exactly. So April. I mean, I love. Anytime you meet a shaper, Collins, you feel like this is someone you should just move aside and let them take over whatever it is that you're trying to do.
I'm telling you.
And just let them lead. So they're an incredible group of young people. But April, so I know, we'll get into the details of the actual interventions that the shapers did in the response to COVID. But tell us about, what you came into the leadership role, I think, right as the pandemic was starting. And then, obviously, probably there was some discussion, okay, how can we make a difference? How did that start? And was there a sort of a global shapers from around the world that all said, oh, we ought to do something? Or was it the Lagos hub specifically that you guys just got together and said, we need to do something? How did the idea to respond come about?
So we started conversations in our hub first of all. So, by the time I started, lots of plans that changed.
April, for the moment, sorry, I had to break in a little. The sound is still not perfect, as it were. It's not very, very clear from this side. So is it a hands-free? If it's a hands-free, you might want to press it down a bit to better. Are you using a hands-free or you're just on?
I'm using a hands-free, so please, could you just give me.
Okay, great. So we can fix that because we need to get clearly all the things you're saying because I'm very sure my listener will learn something and also be inspired by the story of what you're doing. Guys, if you're just joining us, you're listening to COVID-19 Heroes on Nigeria's #1 for talk is 99.3 Nigeria Info. April is our guest and she is a curator of this global shapers communities. And we're talking about impacting vulnerable communities in times of crises. So we definitely get into that conversation as we fix that sound quickly as we proceed this wonderful day. So do we have you back now as we get into it? For those who probably are listening and you're wondering how you can be a part of the broadcast, Wiebe on the other side, you can actually drop a comment live on Facebook that we're streaming live right now. You can do that, or you can even simply just call the radio station before it ends and ask a question, say anything, complain about us. We just make sure you're listening. And you can actually also send a WhatsApp to 0809 597 5805. That's how easy to be a part of the broadcast. April is back, and I hope the sound is better.
So is this better?
Yeah, that sounds way better.
Just talk loud. Just talk loud.
Okay. I have to speak, probably shout a little bit more.
Yes, you have to.
Okay, that's fine.
That's it. Yeah, that's
okay.
fine.
Okay. So thank you, Collins. So to the question Dr. Wiebe asked,
Yeah.
so we had sort of like an internal discussion in the hub. We were at the point where we were seeing the effect and the impact of COVID-19 on our communities. So we started a discussion about what we were going to do as impact our local community in our local context. Shortly after that, there were conversations as well across the globe from the global shapers community, and even the founder of the World Economic Forum wrote a book about the COVID-19 situation. It's titled The Great Reset. So he spoke about how COVID-19 affects societal, geographical, the racial impact on COVID-19. But prior to that, we as a hub, we already started conversations around how to raise awareness in our local communities, dispel myths surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, and we also sought to carry out periodic interventions to lessen the effect of the pandemic by donating equipment, relief items to the underserved in our communities. So we carried out a lot of action interventions as a hub. Then we also joined, we linked up to our global network by participating in conversations with the global shaper community worldwide on the effect of COVID-19, and we participated in discussions globally. But at a local level, at a local context, we carried out so many action interventions, and yes, that's all.
Okay. Wow, fantastic. I mean, a lot you guys are doing. I'm aware that the hub distributed groceries and PPE to families and individuals in, how many now? 4 communities? And that's across Lagos, right? And tell us about these communities and how did you get to pick them? Because, there are a large number of communities that would need that kind of help. So you picked 4. How did you get to pick them? And tell us about the communities too.
So what we did was we started a fundraising project where we were putting for funds. Members of the hub donated, and other people, our friends, and different societies we belong to, they donated as well. But then we got our first sponsor, Art House Foundation. They collaborated with us. They sponsored us to the tune of more than 2 million naira. Reached out, and so when they did, we did a needs assessment. We wanted to reach communities that we've done things with before in the past, and we have as a hub, we have a couple of sister communities that we visit from time to time and provide amenities for them. So reached out to the first community. It was Curator. We provided that community with 80 care packages, worth about 2 weeks, with 2 weeks worth of food supplies. We distributed to widows. So our first thought in April was there are people that we underserved, displaced because of COVID-19, don't have, cannot deal with the harsh economic realities at the time. So we did a needs assessment, and we decided to visit that first community in Ikota. There were widows that were displaced from the Bame community. So we reached out to them and we did that first drive. The second one is a community that is very close to our heart as Global Shapers Lagos Hub. So we carried a couple of projects out there over the years. So we sort of refer to Onola community as our sister community. So with the help of Art House again, we reached out, we distributed cooked food items. This was in May, so there was a fast going on for members of the community that were Muslim. So we ensured to cook food. We distributed cooked food items, reusable face masks. This was sponsored by Art House Foundation. In June again, we sort of did a needs assessment. So we've done the first 2 drives and we visited communities on the island. So we looked for a community on the mainland. We did a needs assessment. So needs assessment carried out by shapers. So you might know of a community, or we just ask, what community would you like us to go to? We're very inclusive. So we asked, we did sort of like an assessment in-house to pick these 4 communities. We picked Ilaje Waterside community in Bariga. This was about the 3rd month of lockdown. So we distributed food supplies again to nursing mothers. And then the fourth one was in July. We heard on social media about a flooding that happened in the Bethesda Home for the Blind. So we just went there and we provided them with care packages as well.
Wow.
All right, so April, the hub also hosted an online COVID-19 dialogue series. So why, first of all, why were neither Collins nor I invited to speak there? Just kidding. But why was the dialogue series important? And is it still running? And how do people access it and participate?
So Wiebe, you can join in anytime. We can have it.
Okay.
You're welcome to come on board. It's ongoing, and we have other dialogue series focused on other things. But this particular COVID-19 dialogue series was just to ensure that we opened up channels for education. So there are people, we see videos online where people say that the coronavirus is not real and it's a myth. So we just wanted to make sure that as a hub, we are facilitating dialogue on our platform where there is a possibility of people that are not educated on these issues, just ensuring that they are all educated. The COVID-19 dialogue series was aimed at addressing main intersections between COVID-19 and the lives of everyday Lagosians. So we focused on different areas of impact, from the financial planning and economic outlook, employment prospects. We had Andrea Lee from the CEO of Southbridge Group speak about that. He shared insights on how attendees should be positioning themselves in relating to the impact of COVID-19 at the corporate level. Another area we touched on was medical impact. We had Niniola Williams, the MD of ASDA Trust, provide insights on how Nigerian health institutions were responding to the virus and how individuals should be protecting themselves. We also touched on mental health. We had a mental health expert, Lucia Francis, on board, and he shared key tools required for individuals to manage their mental health during isolation. We also had Neka Eze, a partner at Zalberg Advisors, speak to us about literally an overview of varying scenarios with regards to Nigeria's economic position post-COVID.
Lovely.
All these dialogue series, and we can still have you give us an aspect.
She didn't leave that, did she? Well, let's move on now. I mean, the hub recently donated IT equipment to the NCDC. That sounds to me like a huge donation. And did the hub kind of like, or its members fund that donation? Could you tell us about that?
So we had, with the help of our project sponsors, HP Foundation, we received a grant towards combating COVID-19 at a wider level, right? So HP Foundation and HP Nigeria, they've been great partners to the hub and great collaborators. They really help us out. So they sponsored that COVID-19 intervention. So they provided laptops for us, and then we went to visit the NCDC at Yaba, and we made those donations. We were received by Deputy Director for Labs at NCDC. So that was a grant made possible by the HP Foundation.
Okay, so April, you said there's, I think, 7 global shaper communities in Nigeria, throughout Nigeria.
Yeah.
Were all of them doing initiatives? Maybe you could give us a little bit of a just brief highlights. What were they doing in other parts of Nigeria to respond? Okay,
so all hubs operate independently, and they all are curators. So they carry out projects. They all carried out projects. Some hubs did awareness videos on COVID-19, using their platform to direct citizens on how to wash their hands. They had other dialogue series. They had other things they did on board from relating to their context based on where they were staying. So we have hubs in Ozubulu, Anambra, Ibadan, Cross River, Port Harcourt, Abuja, and Kano. So those are the other.
No hub in Jos, in my hometown. No hub in Jos.
I mean,
what town?
In Jos, no hub there.
Jos, no hub.
Okay.
We are always growing and we're always expanding. So if
Okay.
there's someone that's passionate about the society basically, and feels like they want to take on this project, they can always contact the Global Shapers community, the World Economic Forum, and set up a hub. I mean, there are criteria for setting up a hub, but if they meet the criteria, it's as simple as that. You can set up a hub.
You know, a very good friend of mine, Wiebe, wanted to say something.
No, go ahead.
Oh, great. A very good friend of mine, Stavely Confidence, I think he's a member of the Global Shippers, cybersecurity expert. She would always talk about the Global Shippers like it's everything that exists. And today, I must say, I have seen the reason why she talked about it with so much passion, and great job you're doing. Our time is really fast spent. But you see, I want to ask this question. How can the listener, a young listener, join the hub as a member? Because it sounds like something, that we all should be a part of. How can they join the hub? We'd like to know that before Reba takes one or two other questions, and then we can go. Yeah.
So to join the hub right now, you have to be between the age of 18 to 27 as at when you apply. Right? So
Okay, 18 to 47.
27.
All right, 27. I'm 31. I can apply. Can I?
So you can, unfortunately.
You can use your sport age, Collins.
You come on at it.
What about my football age? I mean, I look 16, don't I? I mean, look at me.
Yeah. 14. So
Just kidding.
So yeah, but I mean, there are other opportunities that exist outside being a shaper. You can be a volunteer as well.
Okay.
But for application, you have to be between the age of 18 to 27. We go out yearly applications. So very soon, before the end of the year, we are going to do a call for applications. You can apply on the Global Shapers website,
Okay.
or you can follow Lagos Shapers on Instagram or Twitter. And you obviously see when we put out a call for applications.
All right. Well, thank you. We have to go.
Yes.
I asked them to contribute. So let me take a call. Let me give just one person.
Okay.
Hi, good morning.
Okay.
Good morning to you. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Aye. Okay. Good morning. Not again. Good morning. Sorry about that. Good morning. Hi, good morning. La la. Bonjour. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, finally. Good morning. Good morning. Who's on the line?
Edward.
Edward, let's talk quickly.
Oh, I thought you want to play just a minute.
Oh, no, not that at all. I think we're having issues jamming. The lines are jamming. I can see all the phone calls bubbling there, but we cannot take them. Our time is fast spent. Thank you again, Wiebe. Take us home. Would you take
All
us
right,
home?
April.
Yeah.
April, thank you so much for taking the time this morning, and thank you so much for the work you're doing. I actually thought Global Shapers were up to the age of 30. I didn't realize 27 was the max age. That you're, some very young people who are just taking the bull by the horns and making a difference. And in this case, I think you're setting an example for other youth. That you don't have to wait for the old people to decide and tell you what to do. You can do it, and just take it on your own and lead. And so, thank you for that example. And I think everyone listening should just remember your name, remember your face, because you and others like you are soon going to be leading us, whether we like it or not. So thank you very much, and have a fantastic week, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's the much we have on COVID-19 Heroes. Next week, I'll be here. Femi will be here, of course. And that's Femi Obong Daniels. And Wiebe, by the way, maybe the reason you think I'm better than him is because I've been listening to him for the rest of my life. I mean, all of my life.
Right.
He's been good from the 99. So, I mean, there ain't no comparison. Trust me. Yeah. A boss is always a boss. You know what I'm saying? But thank you.
Yeah.
I have to go now, guys. That's it. That's it for my time.
All right.
It's over, man. Just go home. No, stay tuned. The news is coming up right after this. I'm out.